Welcome to YellBro Road. I am Jordan, and today we're going to react to some Kyle Kulinski secular talk. But first, don't forget to share support. Hopefully donate to all the links in the description box. Check them out, read them, share them, then donate. All of it is very much appreciated. Also, please check out the Discord link if you want to join that. All opinions are welcome. Or if you don't even care about politics, if you care about movies and TV and film and music and whatever, you can go there and discuss that stuff if you want to. Or even watch them. Showcase them if you want to. Please go ahead. And obviously this video will be linked in the description box for people to watch on their own if they don't want to hear us pausing the video or talking over it. All links, description box. All right. So we have a video from Kyle Kulinski, as basically recommended, and the name of it is Joe Rogan wants you to forget he rode Trump's meat raw. This must be a awesome video. Without further ado, take it away, Kyle. No pause. Take Rogan with you. Here we go.
So we covered a story recently about how Joe Rogan is just absolutely desperate to wash the stench of Trump and MAGA off himself. As you all know, he hopped on the bandwagon in the last election. He was literally at the inauguration, y'all. He was like a guest of honor at the inauguration. He got shout-outs at the fucking victory speech, okay? This guy was an unofficial campaign surrogate. That's what he was. He had on Trump. He gave him a hot stone massage. He played patty cakes with him. He powdered his bottom and told him he was special. You all know this. Everybody knows this. He went full-on right-wing hack. Now, here's the thing, though. Joe always generally liked to position himself as, you know, I'm like an enlightened centrist, right? I'm above the fray. I'm not right-wing. I'm not left-wing. I have some right-wing ideas. I have some left-wing ideas. But really, I'm just about reason. I'm just about logic. I'm about, you know, the common sense position on the different issues. And I'm kind of an enlightened centrist. So this was the lane he wanted for himself. But
oh, wait, that would be called a fake YellBro. Although I wouldn't say centrist or left or right. I'm Jordan. Nice to meet you.
Party, bro.
Here we go.
But he got a little high on his own supply. He snuggled up to the wrong people, and he ended up going full MAGA. Now, the problem is, he now realizes how bad that looks. He now understands.
Stop, sir. Can you mute yourself? I think you said I'm coming on my video. I don't want that on there. Mute yourself next time. Yo, take one.
I said dumb commie.
Mute. Yo, take one.
You're dumb
Mute.
commie.
Take one. Mute the fucking audio, please. I don't want to hear that shit. All right, here we go. Here's more Kyle.
Dumb commie.
More Kyle.
Realizes how bad that looks. He now understands, oh shit, what have I gotten myself into? I basically told 50 to 60% of the country to fuck off and that I hate them in so many words, right? I kind of made clear this is a right-wing safe space. My podcast is now a MAGA safe space. And so he made his bed, and now he's going to sleep in it. So now that...
Yeah, Kyle sounds like a scorned woman. No, I'm not even trying to be sexist about that. I'm just going with the stereotype of like the lady that gets cheated on. That's what he sounds like, homie. He sounds like... So now, you little bitch, huh? Now you have no more friends. No one likes you. No girls will date you. You have to move back in with your mom. That's what he sounds like. He sounds like a scorned lover, bro. You hear this, fool? This is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Okay, Kyle. I see you. I see you, man. I see the nipple rings. All right, here we go.
I kind of made clear this is a right-wing safe space. My podcast is now a MAGA safe space. And so he made his bed, and now he's going to sleep in it. So now that Trump is building concentration camps and rounding up innocent people and bombing random countries and destroying the economy and raising taxes on regular people while cutting them on the mega wealthy and kicking people off their health care, and now that everything is going to shit, he's slowly trying to tiptoe out of the room and pretend like, I was never even that big on the guy. I don't even know what you're talking about, bro. And things haven't changed. I'm the same as 2017 Joe, 2018 Joe. That was the Joe Rogan who back in the day, I would go on his show and I would, you know, talk about the things I normally talk about and he would nod along in agreement. But that's the thing, right? Is he's always been a little bit of a two-face. he's always spoken with a forked tongue.
Always?
Right? Because he has me on, he nods along in agreement to everything I say and agrees with it. And then he has on Ben Shapiro when he does the same thing. Well, I got news for
you. Go ahead.
Kyle waited years. What happened, Kyle? Why'd you wait years to come to that conclusion?
Yeah, it took a while, man. Seemed like Joe Rogan was always just like, I just want to be your friend. I just want to be your friend. Whoa, really? Hey, wow, Hitler, how'd you fit them in the ovens? Oh, wow, really? Whoa.
That's crazy.
I mean, it sounds like a joke, but is it that far away from what Rogan fucking does? He does nod and agree with whoever the fuck's on his program. Now, Kyle might be saying, like, oh, it's political. I think it's just a pussy. What do you want me to say? He's a coward, I think. And he's a pussy. That's it. He's afraid to confront his guests, for the most part, unless maybe something's like so egregious in a direction. But then again, we had Douglas Murray on his show just screaming in favor of war crimes, and Rogan was looking for opportunities to laugh at his jokes. Dave, you got it right. Hey, don't you have a mind for yourself, Rogan? But instead, he'll tell Duncan Trussell that it's actually a tactic to get people to open up. Meanwhile, it's like, no, get the fuck out of here. You heard, if I had to guess, Rogan heard other people say that, and he just adopted it. He heard Jimmy Dore say, like, Matt, wow, you know, Rogan's so masterful the way he does his interviews because it exposes people. Meanwhile, that was Jimmy trying to get more leverage to go on your show, Joe, you fucking idiot. Trying to leverage his way onto your show so he can spill out his own narratives, or more likely, grow his fan base. That's what it looked like to me. And I'm not even saying, like, the whole reason Jimmy's doing it is for money. Who knows? It could be for, like, I need more fans because I'm saying things that are correct. That could be his idea behind it. But still, nonetheless, Rogan, they're abusing you through your platform. Straight up. We are here to soak up your audience and win them on our side. And it's worked. It's worked. The guy who's donated and voted left-wing his whole life, Elon Musk, managed to turn the image around to now he's like... now he's like, it is what it is now. He might be outflanking Trump now. Maybe not because of this whole Gaza thing, but like... their dummies still latched on to Elon Musk. And a large part to do with that is the Joe Rogan podcast. These tech bros... these fucking dummies get on this show and say this shit, and Roman's like, wow, yeah. Wow, you're so smart. Whoa. Anyways, continue.
Spoken with
maybe I sound like a scorned.
Right? Because he has me on, he nods along in agreement to everything I say and agrees with it. And then he has on Ben Shapiro and he does the same thing. Well, I got news for you, Joe. That's not possible. Me and Ben disagree on 99% of things. If you're agreeing with everything he says in one podcast and everything I say in another podcast, that's called you're wishy-washy. That's called you've committed to nothing. That's called you believe in nothing. That's called I go with the vibes and the flow, bro. That's what that is.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. But also, I just have to do this because you brought Ben Shapiro. I wasn't expecting this. I didn't have it prepared. I didn't watch this video yet. But this needs to be seen. It needs to be seen by the world, Anthony.
Is this what I think it is?
The levels, okay? The levels of importance to this that not enough people have heard about, okay? It needs to be shown to the entire world. And yes, it has been Twitter confirmed as Ben Shapiro.
Everything's corrupt, but here's a video of Ben Shapiro knocking himself out with a punching bag in law school. Enjoy it.
Think you're better than me, Paul? Do you think because you're hanging here all day, you're higher than me, you're better than me? Yeah, well, I got news for you. You're not. I'm a fighter. I can think. Yeah, you're not better than me at all. Yeah, I'll teach you.
This is first debate.
What do you do?
You just debated a punching bag.
He ran out that motherfucker. He's
You got a concussion
Hey,
from
life's a
it.
joke, everything's corrupt, but here's a
he hard
You
sprinted
forgot
out of
something
there.
home.
It's like, oh, ah. I mean, God, why are you writing shit like that, bro? Come on. It's fucked up, dude. Why is God writing scripts like that? Why is that in existence?
And record.
It's, is that not a perfect storm of events, Jesse? It's God wrote that script right there. It's like it is a perfect storm. Like the technology was at the right time. He's out there trying to bully a punching bag that can't punch back until it does. Then you got to run out of. You got to run for your life. After that, like, oh,
What is he
fuck.
arguing with it?
It's him. It's probably him imagining a bully. So yeah. All right,
That is
Mark.
okay.
How about this, Mark? Huh? How about this? Yeah. And just has to run out of the room. It's like,
He ran out like a cartoon.
let's go into there's layers to writing, Jesse. There's layers to this stuff. There's like, you could do your simple on the surface writing, but then there's layers. Who's the friend who kept that footage and then released it on the internet at some point? There's layers to this shit, I'm telling you, bro. It's brilliant. I need an Oscar for these fools right now. It's brilliant. Anyways. Oh, look at YellBro promoting right wing, left wing violence against right wingers.
The friend who sees him get his ass kicked every time. He's like, I'm gonna record it this time.
It's the friend who's like, I never liked you, little piece of shit. But the guy's talking, the James Jones is talking shit behind his back, like, fuck you, little bitch. And they caught the perfect moment, and his face grew with glee. He's like, yes, yes, and I got it on record. He's like, he's been watching that recording on rewind for years and years. Whenever he has a bad day, his wife divorced him. You know, his kid didn't make the football team. He got fired. Just to not go into full depression, he watches that video to feel better. But then one day he felt guilty, and he's like, you know what? Why can't others share this joy with me? And he released it to the world, bro. He's a saint. He's a fucking saint. He has earned his sainthood. It's brilliant. All right, here we go.
And so here we are in the year 2025. Trump is desperately trying to wash the MAGA stench off him. So he invites on Duncan Trussell. Now, who is Duncan Trussell?
By the way, I
Duncan
still don't
Trussell
even
is
know
one
if
of
that's
the
Ben
OG,
Shapiro or not.
Joe Rogan Experience guests
Let's
and a
go
good
with it.
friend of Joe's.
It's
and,
Ben, trust me.
Duncan Trussell was the guy who warned Joe before his podcast blew up to this behemoth that it became. He said to him, you got to be careful, man. There's going to be a lot of nefarious characters who are going to try to weasel their way onto your show. We're going to try to feed a dark agenda and try to serve their own interests and use you. And Joe said at the time, jokingly, I'm an American. You won't be able to, you won't be able to do that to me. Well, come to find out, that's exactly what fucking happened. But this guy also, Duncan Trussell, is also the guy who's one of his more left-leaning guests. And so I believe it was in 2017 or 2018.
Asheville.
He came on Joe Rogan's show, and Joe went on this massively pro-immigrant rant. Because this is how it works. When Joe's sitting across from somebody who leans left, he'll say left-wing shit. When he's sitting across from somebody who leans right, he'll say right-wing shit. He's a chameleon. He's a shapeshifter.
That's not new, Kyle, even when you were on there.
This is what, he just had Duncan Trussell on again, and listen to the rant he goes on about immigration. This is something. Watch.
Let's just talk about the immigration thing. The way it looks is horrific. When you're just arresting people in front of their kids and just normal, regular people that have been here for 20 years, that everybody who has a heart can't get along with that.
No.
Everybody who has a heart sees that and goes, that can't be right. That can't be right. That can't be the only way to do this.
Right.
Because you have to think, look, yeah, we have to have a border. Yes, it should have been secure. Yes, they should make sure you know who everybody is before they get in.
Yeah.
But when people have been here for 20 years, like, come on, man. That's crazy. Like, let's find a way. If they've been productive members of society for 20 years, no criminal record, they worked the entire time, they paid taxes.
Be patient, Dr.
Find them a pathway to citizenship. Find a way where you can do this thing that you want to do, which is keep terrorists and cartel members from getting across the border with drugs that kill 100,000 people a year. Okay, but also have a fucking heart. Because if you don't, you're not going to get anybody on your side. If you're doing this stuff publicly, throwing women to the ground, handcuffing people just for existing on the wrong side of the dirt.
Yeah.
Not a criminal. Not the only crime they ever committed was coming over here as a kid.
Yeah.
They probably didn't even know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
You know, a lot of kids got snuck across when they were already born in Mexico. And they've grown up their entire life in America. They can't even speak Spanish.
He acts like who?
All right, go ahead, Dubster. All you. Take Rogan down.
Amnesty. That's what he's supporting. Fucking that. Get the hell out of our country. You know those 20 years they've been here illegally? I wanted them gone for those 20 years.
Well, unfortunately, your audio is kind of fucked up a bit, but, you know.
Do you hear me now?
Ah, there you go. Go ahead. Amnesty.
You know those 20 years those illegals been here illegally? I've wanted them gone for those 20 years. Now what? And I'm a citizen. That's my vote.
For someone remind Dubster that it's not his country. He doesn't actually dictate any fucking rules in any form or fashion. He is a victim of the rules.
If they're gonna do amnesty, make it a citizen's vote.
Okay. Oh, so you want what the majority thinks to be the case.
That won't help you either.
Is that what you're saying, Dubster? You want the majority to decide what should happen?
Well, that's what a constitutional question is.
No, I'm asking you. Is that what you want? I don't think
That's
you're gonna
what
like
a constitutional question is.
I don't think you're gonna like the results.
You think that the majority of Americans would vote to have amnesty?
I think they'd vote to have a process that doesn't just round them up and throw them in cages or boot them across the border. I think it'd be more contextual, as in, like Rogan said,
No,
if there was a
boot
guy
them
that was
across
here,
the border.
if there was a guy that was here for 20 years and was here,
Fuck him. Get out.
And you think that's most of America?
Yeah.
he says yeah sometimes like a certain way where he doesn't actually believe that or know that. He just says it. Like,
I do believe that.
He says
I
yeah, like it's
100% believe that.
Like if it was in text, it'd be a yeah, but there'd be a question mark at the end. Like yeah.
No, I 100%
That's what it sounds
that
like.
the majority
That's
would
what it
vote
sounds like.
to deport illegal aliens.
No, I just gave you more context to the scenario. I think they would want more, handle it more
So if the
contextually.
majority vote the other way, you're okay with it then, right?
Yeah, you're
No,
cool
then
with
we
it, right?
have a revolution. No, then we have a revolution because we got more traitors.
Let's move
than we
on.
do
Let's
Americans.
move
You
on.
just called for a vote.
He's done being
You called for a
serious. Let's
vote.
move on. Let's move on. He's done being serious. Let's move on. As far as Rogan's points go, it's like, dude, you could do things about this stuff, Rogan. You could, like, as far as like any topic, #1 podcast in the world, all that shit, right? But like, he claims to like stand on certain ideas, but doesn't actually act on that at all. Once again, I'm not saying start a revolution or anything with your fucking podcast. It's just consistently say your opinion, no matter who's in front of you, no matter what. If someone has different views than you, ask questions to find out what they really mean by this or that. Maybe you agree with them at the end of the day, maybe you don't. But really ask those questions and really look for the answers about him. I don't believe Rogan does that. I think he's a lazy, dweeby, cowardly fuck that just rakes in millions to buy new sports cars for himself. He's just trying to party. I'm just trying to do stand-up comedy, man. I think he's like that. But don't say you're really invested or you really care about it then. Don't say that. And just do do your show, but don't bring politics into it. Bring fucking sports people and shit like that. But then
I
again,
like
you might run
asking
into
interesting people interesting questions.
Does he actually do
That's
that,
Joe
though?
Rogan. That's what he says.
Okay, but there's people that could ask way better questions than he does. So it's like, who's it interesting to? Is it like, maybe it's interesting to him, but then again, it's like you hear information out of one side of his mouth, but then it doesn't bring those questions up when he's talking to someone else. And it's like, are you just a coward? Are you paid to not do this? Or not ask certain questions? Like, what's the deal? I'm leaning more towards the coward category, which is, let me tell you, it's a lot better off than being a devil worshiper. I'll put it there. I'll put it like that. But still, cowardly acts are still cowardly acts. Once again, in my opinion, I don't know his life. I can't read his mind. Who knows his true motives? But maybe he thinks he's actually like outwitting these guys by asking certain questions a certain way. But like, I don't see that, Joe. I just see you dancing with whatever fucking music is playing in front of you. That's what I say. But all right, let's hear from Kyle and what he thinks. I'll back up a little bit. Here we go.
When they were already born in Mexico, and
Yeah.
they've grown up their entire life in America, they can't even speak Spanish.
He acts like who could have seen this coming? I thought he was just going to go after the criminals. Really, the mass deportation now signs didn't tip you off as to what was coming?
Pause.
Because I got news for you. In order to do
Major
mass
pause.
deportations, you can't just go after criminals. That's not how it works. The percentage of undocumented immigrant violent criminals in this country is infinitesimally small. It is tiny. And so you blow through deporting all them in like a week. So what are you going to do the rest of the time? No, mass deportation now meant exactly what it said. Mass deportation now. And that's exactly what he's doing. And so he's rounding up innocent people all across this country. He also...
That's
Now.
a highlight.
Well, they're getting a lot of Americans, Dubster. And that was already going to be obvious, but just by their tactics.
Prove it.
Just by their tactics, you could see that you're probably going to round up a decent amount of Americans, right? Because they look a certain way or talk a certain way, whatever. They're in a certain neighborhood, whatever.
I
Mistaken
don't know this to
identity.
be true.
I get it. You're trolling right now. That's okay. Do your thing, man.
I'm not trolling.
Got it. You're not trolling. Anyways, good point, Dubster. Good point. Anyways,
Yeah.
that's bound to happen, right? You're gonna have margins of error. From what I've seen, there's a decent amount, like a decent margin of error that they're doing here in regards to this. Also, the difference between like some gang leader versus like some guy who's been here forever and hasn't harmed a fucking soul the entire time, right? So I think regular people want those distinctions made and to be treated accordingly.
Being a border hopper harms Americans.
What I was gonna say.
violent criminals in this country is infinitesimally small. It is tiny. And so you blow through deporting all them in like a week.
Oh, okay.
So we can do the rest of the time. No, mass deportation now meant exactly what it said. Mass deportation now.
What I forgot to say was Barack Obama. Trump still hasn't broken Obama's deportation record yet.
Oh.
And it's like that should be kind of worrying for people, right? They're a little weird, like, the fuck was Obama doing then? He's probably doing most likely the more quote unquote effective, not effective in the sense of like healthy or human based or righteous, but more so in the sense of just numbers leaving the country. Which was keep it secret that you're doing all this. Trump is like bragging about it. He has people doing interviews on TV about it. Obama kept his shit quiet, so he could actually just round people up quietly and get them out without a fuss. Very minimal amount of protests. Some journalists would talk about it, but the mainstream news wouldn't really capture it at all. So kind of like his way was actually more effective of this cunty version of immigration policy. Maybe Trump should take a fucking hint like that, I guess, if he wants to be more effective with what he's doing. Right? But yeah, I just wanted to say that. I just wanted to say that because I don't think Kyle would bring that up. That Obama, the deporter in chief. I'm sure he's done a video on it or videos on it, but I don't know if he would bring that up in this one. I'm not sure because the thing seems to be to rag on Trump. And Rogan. All right, let's keep it moving. Here we go.
And that's exactly what he's doing. And so he's rounding up innocent people all across this country. He also did the thing where they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. That was about legal immigrants. Legal immigrants. So it was very clear he's going to go after legal immigrants. He's going to go after green card holders. He's going to go after people who simply disagree with him, right? He's going to go after the homegrowns. The homegrowns. We're going after the homegrowns. So it's just incredibly naive to say this. Now, by the way, if you read the comment section of this episode of Rogan, it's all of Rogan's right-wing MAGA fans who are blasting him over this. They're blasting him over this.
That's a major pause, Kyle. Jesus fucking Christ. Holy pause. Here we go.
MAGA fans who are blasting him over this. They're blasting him over this. Acting like Joe is being the unreasonable one by saying, hey, only go after the criminals. So, like I said, chickens are coming home to roost. You made your bed and now you're sleeping in it. You fucking alienated every single person who's center to center left to far left from your audience. Now, you got, congratulations, you got Rush Limbaugh's audience. You got Sean Hannity's audience. I hope you're happy. And now when you say, hey, maybe we should only go after the criminals, that's the reaction from your own fans. And this is...
to that effect, like, it seems like the more... Even on the internet, I've heard about cable networks and cable television and all that, but even, like, on the internet, like you know, quote-unquote independent creators, it seems like the, like, most hardened, hardcore fans of these things are usually the last to figure things out. It feels that way. Almost like fandom is a problem in these areas. Like, it took Trump fans a while to look at Trump a certain way. What Rogan's saying about the immigration stuff, like, in a vacuum, doesn't sound crazy at all to me. But the fans are not there yet because they're always late. The most hardcore fans. I bet the more critical thinking, more intelligent Joe Rogan watchers either don't comment or already stopped watching. Most likely. That's my guess.
What Trump's doing with the border is the one thing I do support. He's not doing enough, though.
Did I? Ghost of in life. Did I ask anything to Dubster about any of that shit? Was I even talking about that?
I wasn't talking to you.
Was I even talking about that? Okay, it's your video. Please lead us, Dubster. Lead us. God.
I do what I want.
That's the most ho shit I've ever heard in my life. That is actually the most ho statement I've ever heard. Fuck my life. I do what I want. Like, no one was questioning anything like that, but you brought it up anyways, which means you might be insecure about it or something. You weirdo. Anyways, yeah, I think there's like a thing, like, it could be like a kind of psychological archetype, possibly, of like mainstream watchers because they're just the last to figure things out because they're mainstream watchers. And usually the mainstream just offers like kind of the lamest information out there versus more of like the information seekers, which might figure it out a little bit earlier, where they're not like beholden to Joe Rogan or Trump or Kyle Kulinski or YellBro. They're not bowing down at the altar of those things. They're thinking more for themselves. So thus they figure things out faster and they have more diversity in regards to information they say. Instead of like strictly, listen, I don't watch any news, but I watch the Rogan podcast. When I'm at work, I put on the Rogan podcast. I put it on, you know, what's it called? Like an automatic playlist that just plays episode after episode after episode. And I don't think, I just let it play and I just listen to it. And then when me and my friends get in an argument, I just pull shit out of my ass. Pause. It's a major pause. Thinking that it's like I came up with it. Meanwhile, it's like maybe it was borrowed from the Rogan podcast without even realizing it. And that when you're a thinker like that, usually you're in last place. Actually, to be fair, because the type of person I just described, they're not bad people. They're not even like, they're most likely well-meaning people. But, you know, when it comes to the other well-meaning people, they might be a little bit behind. But when it comes to corrupt, devil-worshipping fuckfaces they're actually ahead of the curve because those guys have to lie for a living, right? So they're ahead of them, but they're behind the rest of the, people with higher critical thinking skills and a more of a care for what's true, what's real, what's legit. Whatever. All right, let's keep playing. Here we go. There's more Kyle. Bloviating. Gallivanting. Here we go.
Maybe we should only go after the criminals. That's the reaction from your own fans. And this is, the Vanguard guys made a great point. They said this is...
Are you ordering french fries right now or something?
No, it is someone making an announcement over the fucking intercom at the truck stop. Somebody's parked where they can't be parked.
Oh my god. Is it done?
I guess so.
I don't hear it. All right, here we go. It was pretty loud though. Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
From your audience now, you got congratulations. You got Rush Limbaugh's audience. You got Sean Hannity's audience. I hope you're happy. And now, when you say, "Hey, maybe we should only go after the criminals," that's the reaction from your own fans. And this is the Vanguard guys made a great point. They said this is like,
oh god,
him and Duncan Trussell trying to recapture the old magic. This is back when Rogan was the most relevant he's ever been. He was like the king of online media, the king of the podcast world. And back
Kyle's
then,
asking me to shit on him or
he
something.
went on this famous rant, but it didn't ring as hollow because back then he had never endorsed Trump. In fact, he had supported Bernie. And so somebody who supports Bernie doing this rant, well, that makes perfect sense. But then this same guy, keep this in mind, guys. This is so important. This same guy from this rant that you're about to watch from, I think, 2018, he went on to endorse Trump and coddle his nuts.
A lot of people online talking about this immigrant issue, and they either don't have kids or they don't think it could happen to their kids. Their idea is, hey, shouldn't have fucking come over here. You get those kind of people. Broke the law. Shouldn't have fucking come over here if you kid. You didn't want to get your kids separated. If you were in the presence of a woman who came over here from Guatemala and she's poor and she's starving and they're taking her baby away and she's wailing and screaming from a primal place in her DNA that the one thing she loves more than anything is being taken away. A baby.
Yeah.
If that doesn't freak you the fuck out, you're not a part of the team, man. You're missing it. You're missing it. What are we here for? We're here for 100 years of whatever. That's what we're here for. If you want to spend 100 years saying, hey, you shouldn't have fucking broke the law, I don't want you on the team. You're an asshole, right? And I don't give a fuck if you're right or left. I don't care if you're religious or I don't care if you're an atheist. If that's what you support, you're an asshole, and we don't want you on our team. Okay, so but if you
they're not separating them, they're deporting both of them.
I don't agree with, and we could have a discussion about it. We can figure out why you agree, and we can figure out why people are allowing all this money to get into politics. Why are we allowing all these special interest groups and lobbyists to interfere with our laws and influence our politicians and create all this shit that we don't want? Well, here's the number one reason: you can't just vote online. You can't just vote. It's not one person, one vote.
You get the gist of it. Some people.
God, Rogan's horrendous. He's so bad. I get his point. And I'm definitely a person that says, fuck the law. What's right and what's wrong? Based on your own, concepts of it that you actually worked on. You didn't just borrow it from somewhere, right? You actually worked on them. But it's more so about, like, fuck the law. Like, this isn't right. There's some, like, lady and her kid. That takes the good guys say, like, oh, I'll protect you no matter what. I'll look after you. Or anyone. It doesn't have to be a mom. Or it could be anyone that you view as innocent. This person's harmless. So I'm not going to treat them like shit. I would hope, right? But that's like where I come from as well. But you have to remember that Rogan's a pussy. So if you put certain people in front of him, he has to bend the knee. It is what it is. But then again, I mean, he's kind of being consistent with his whole technocratic sense of things, right? Let's vote on the internet. Yeah. That'll go well. Let's vote on the internet. It's like, Rogan, shouldn't the thing we do already, like, in fact, people would say go the opposite direction, right? They'd say, like, oh, we need paper ballots because the technological shit can get fucked with. It can get hacked or whatever, tampered with. So let's do paper stuff. Granted, the common denominator of why these things go wrong is people doing corrupt things. Oh, we need to weed out corruption. Got it. All right, we got to do that. Let's grab a rifle and hunt them down. Like, no, you fucking idiot. Now you're the corrupt asshole we have to deal with. Whatever. I'm going to go on a full ramble, but I stopped myself. You're lucky. You're all lucky. Let's see where Kyle goes with this. I'm sure he'll try to, once again, take something where it's like you have room to criticize Rogan. You're showing him being hypocritical or a pussy, which I think is more likely the case. Either way, and you're going to try to, if I had to guess, what Kyle's going to try to do is lean us towards quote-unquote left wing, because as much as he wants to say that it's strictly a MAGA crowd watching Rogan, I don't think that's the case. Sean Hannity watchers, I don't think that's the case, dude. Maybe more so like Tucker Carlson, maybe in that direction, or Candace Owens. But I think Kyle's setting those parameters up because he wants you to start moving towards his direction, or he assumes if you're an audience member of the Kyle Kulinski show that you already lean in that direction, so thus he'll just reinforce the beliefs you already had instead of being real. But I'm not even saying he's doing that yet. I'm just saying it's very possible that he could be trying to lean you in a direction, which should also be that should be as scary as a wishy-washy pussy that looks like a fucking toenail. Right? Looks like a toe. Oh, Rogan. I'm Rogan. Whatever. Pause. All right, here we go.
Might watch this segment and might say to me, well, Kyle, what the fuck? At least he's breaking with Trump now. So why don't you just accept it? Well, here's the problem, right? In the midst of doing this rant that he just did, saying something that's like more pro-immigration than anti-immigration, that's great. But you'll notice something. There is never
pro-immigration
a direct Trump call-out. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen because he's in the club. He's in the inner circle. Like I said, he was at the inauguration. He's buddy-buddy with all these people who are like top officials. He had J.D. Vance on. He had Trump on. Dana White is his boss, but also his friend. And Dana White is one of the biggest Trump supporters in the world. And so he doesn't have it in him to do a clean, hard break and say, look, I fucked up. We should have supported Kamala. She would have been way better than this. Donald Trump is a charlatan and a con man and a fraud.
Oh, wow. God, am I a fucking genius for calling that one? Fuck. Someone give me a YouTube plaque for that one. Wow, I predicted that Kamala Harris would have never did this. See, look. And it's like, if he's saying Rogan's running a game, Cal, that means you're running a game just by observation alone. It sounds like you're running a game right there. Maybe I misheard him. Let's play it again. Let me make sure.
No, I'm hearing it.
You're hearing it? Let me make sure though, for my own sake, Jesse. As much as I trust you, or I consider your opinion, but I want to hear it myself, just in case. Here we go.
He's in the inner circle. Like I said, he was at the inauguration. He's buddy-buddy with all these people who are like top officials. He had J.D. Vance on. He had Trump on. Dana White is his boss, but also his friend. And Dana White is one of the biggest Trump supporters in the world. And so he doesn't have it in him to do a clean, hard break and say, look, I fucked up. We should have supported Kamala. She would have been way better than this. Donald Trump is a charlatan and a con man and a fraud. Here's how we fucking lied to you. He doesn't have that in him. And so,
Jesse, is that not some of the most fraudulent shit you ever heard in your fucking life? It's every fucking Kyle video, by the way. Every fucking one of them. Where I'm like, okay, Kyle's going to talk about this, where they're clear, like the other person is clearly the quote-unquote bad guy of the narrative, right? But somehow he finds a way to make me look at him and say, what the fuck are you doing? Who the fuck are you? This guy does this every fucking video, man. God dang it, man. And he has a fucking fan base. People fall for this shit. Why didn't Rogan come out and just say, listen, Kamala would have been better? What the fuck are you talking about? Forgive me, I'm yelling. Forgive me. But that's some fucking pussy-ass shit, bro. Fuck this dude, bro. Fucking idiot. God dang it, man. You know what's funny? I'm so lucky. I'm very lucky that I learned other shit before I started looking into politics. Okay. I looked into politics years ago. I mean, I did look into other stuff before politics, but I looked into politics years ago. Walked away from it. Not for any crazy reason, but more so me following my bliss, if you will. And then I came back to politics. And when I heard Kyle, I'm like, this guy says some things I think are correct. They sound correct. Once again, I'm basically a novice because I'm not paying attention to every little fucking story of politics. But as time goes by, thankfully I have a fucking mind of my own. I'm like, well, Kyle's all right, but he's a man of the times. He's as good as the world around him. Meaning, if we lived in ancient fucking Egypt, he'd say, well, we should have slaves, but we shouldn't treat the slaves so badly. We should have slaves. Because that's the world he's living in. Fast forward to now, he'll say slaves are bad, right? Obviously. But what's he saying we should be doing? We should have voted Kamala. He's as good as this world allows him to be. He's nothing special, nothing unique, nothing even that intelligent, to be honest with you. He can memorize certain topics and punchlines and storylines and shit like that. But is he that actually intelligent if it's not actually applied to the fucking world? I'm fucking lucky I have a brain of my own. Very lucky. Unfortunately, there's people that are going to fall for this shit. Rogan should have said, I'm sorry, we should have voted Kamala. And he just criticized Rogan for not being the thing that Rogan proclaimed to be, or maybe presented himself to be. And in exchange, Kyle says, also not go back to the thing that we thought you were. Be just the same thing, but on the other team instead. That's what Kyle's saying right now. Instead of the guy saying, oh man, all these politicians, they're all bullshit. They're all full of shit. They're little actors in monkey suits, as Rogan used to say. Instead of him saying that, Kyle wants him to say, no, vote for the Democrats. Fuck the Republicans, vote Democrat. Is that not disgusting to anyone? Anyone who's actually watched Kyle for a decent amount of time, is that not disgusting? I mean, luckily for me, once again, I saw him try to shit on Mike Gravel. I saw that. Or what's her name? Debbie Luzignan? Luzignan? How the fuck you say her name? Shitting on them for outflanking the other people. Once again, not in correctness, but the courage to ask questions about certain things. That's the outflanking. Not in them being right or wrong. But the idea of, like, in my opinion, what I saw, meaning well, while just being themselves, like, asking questions that they think are worth questioning. And Cal said, shut the fuck up. You're in our way. Shut up. Those guys aren't in your way. They're building your shit, bro. You fucking man of the times. Some motherfuckers in 1850 questioned slavery to build your fucking psyche, you dummy. To build your principles because you haven't fucking earned them yourself. You fucking coward. You man of the fucking times. Anyways. Would anyone else like to please join in? And well, it's just like, this guy's going to get away with this. You want to know why? Because he looks correct in the times. But if times change, he'll look like a fucking asshole. The guy in 1860 arguing for, like, well, we should have more water for the slaves. Not arguing for freedom. Not dying for the idea of freedom. For everyone. Everyone treated equally. No one above, no one below. Pause. But that guy arguing for more water for the slaves. People would scorch that motherfucker today. People that like Kyle Kulinski's show. They'd be like, fuck those guys. They didn't fight against slavery. They just argued for more water. Fuck those guys. They didn't get it. We'll see, though. won't we? We'll have to see. Fucking loser, bro. Anyways, let's continue. This is supposed to be about Rogan. Once again, it's like the 4th straight Kyle Kulinski video. We're supposed to be about someone else. And Kyle's giving me information about those people. But instead, he throws in his little fucking narratives to get you to vote Democrat? The people he's been speaking against for years? Are you kidding me? And if you don't think that was conscious, him throwing that in there, I don't know what to fucking tell you. What do I say to you then? I guess I'll have to say, well, fuck it. All right. Maybe you're right. Let's find out. Just make sure you come back to Jordan, though, one day. Come back to my channel and tell me. If shit goes sideways, come back here and tell me. But yeah, all right. You got Kyle kind of right. Come back and tell me about it. I dare you to. I mean, I won't actually hold you to that. It's life, man. Everyone's in the shit. Right? No one can know everything. But I have a feeling, though. I have a feeling that this guy's going to disappoint you at some point. You're going to have a major IQ test featuring Kyle Kulinski if you didn't have one already. Let's continue. Here we go.
Instead, it's these tepid rants where he'll say something that disagrees with Trump's ideology, but he won't call out Trump directly. And again, by the next show, he'll go right back to bashing wokeness and bashing, liberal states and things of that nature. So here's the thing. Is this better than him continuing to jack Trump off and singing his praises and using his name while giving him credit? Sure, it's better than that. And my response to him saying more liberal things or left-wing things is, welcome, but also you can get to the back of the fucking line. Because guess what? I don't trust you, and nobody should trust you. Because what did you do in the last election? You rode the wave, and you rode the
Kyle got
vibes.
no jump shot,
it wasn't
by the
about
way.
policy. It was never about policy.
You can't jump. You got no jump shot, dude.
So how do we know you're not going to ride the wave and ride the vibes the next time they fucking shift? And by the way, that's exactly what he's trying to do now, and that's what you need to understand. The same thing that made him endorse Trump and love Trump is the same thing that's now making him desperate to wash that MAGA stench off of him without fully alienating himself from the inner circle, right? He sees the vibe.
Okay, so as long as you see it, I think he should say that. He already did, right? About Bernie Sanders as well. As long as you say that there too, that he's just riding the wave, riding the vibe about Bernie Sanders, right? He's just doing that. And he was never a true Bernie guy. Okay, fair enough. Here we go.
Vibes have shifted hard. He sees it's no longer cool to be MAGA. It's no longer cool to, ride that wave. That wave crashed into the rocks, as expected. That tends to happen when, all you do is cut pediatric cancer research and Meals on Wheels. That tends to happen when you keep bombing random countries. That tends to happen when you have concentration camps and your ICE Gestapo thugs are shooting priests in the face with pepper balls. So yeah, you're not cool anymore, and they're not gonna be cool ever again. Trump.
I'm just saying, Kyle. During the Democratic administrations, they just hide that they're doing those things, bombing other countries, scraping the pavement with some of these protesters that no one's gonna hear about because they keep their immigration policy quite quiet. At least under Obama, right? And then definitely before that, right? Definitely Bill Clinton before that, right? That was the last Democrat before Barack Obama. Clinton was definitely hard-nosed about immigration, I'm pretty sure. But don't worry, it didn't make enough headlines for your men of the times to care. Anyways, here we go. I'm sure Kyle covered Obama's thing, but probably to favor Bernie instead of actually caring, But listen, Cal fans, just tell me, does he have nipple rings or not? Just tell me. That's all I want to know. Does he have nipple rings?
No. Jordan's begging to know.
Everyone wants to know. The mystery, it's the Da Vinci Code of politics. Does Cal have nipple rings?
Jordan wants to know.
We see the midlife crisis. We see all of it, the hair dye, the ear piercings. Did he get the nipples too, bro? Let's be honest. Here we go.
Trump will spend the rest of his time on this earth wildly unpopular. That's what will happen. And so, that's where we're at, man. That's where we're at. And so because the vibe shifted, now he's trying to shift with the vibes while also not alienating and isolating himself from Dana White and from J.D. Vance and from Donald Trump. And I mean, he's had fucking phone conversations with these people. He texts with these people. He's buddy-buddy with Elon Musk. He's an embarrassing sycophant to Elon Musk, who's the worst criminal of all of them, right? And so he's not going to do a hard break with those people. He's in the club. He's in the club. This is the most you're ever going to get from him. And again, you never hear the direct call out. It doesn't happen. So I don't trust him. You shouldn't trust him either. He rode the wave. He's trying to ride the wave again.
Don't tell people what they should do, dude.
But it would be great if you
that.
were to do a full, hey, I was fucking wrong. Full on mea culpa. Full on mea culpa, breaking up with these assholes. But he doesn't have that in him. This is the most you're ever going to get. And, I'll speak for myself here, but that ain't anywhere near enough. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe.
Nope. Am I subscribed? Let me find out. I did. No, I'm not. Okay. Good. No, those are irrelevant. Like, all right, you sometimes you do that just to like make sure I keep tabs on this motherfucker. All right. But anyways, all right. There's Kyle's video. What can I say? Trump sucks. Rogan sucks. Harris sucks. Kyle sucks. What else can I say? There's your video. Please subscribe if you feel like. Comment. Agree, disagree. Go ahead, Kyle fans. Tell me how good and righteous and all the beautiful things about Kyle and his nipple rings. Please go ahead. Do it in the comment section. Don't forget to share support. Hopefully donate to all the charities links that are in the description box. Also, please check out the Discord link if you want to join that. All opinions are welcome. All opinions. But I will say that, actually, here's a weird little thing. Now, maybe I'm wrong about this. It seems like more so like politically speaking, the more independent or not kind of apolitical types are more joining, if I had to guess, or maybe even right-leaning would be more likely to join. But lefties, they're very, I don't know. I can't say I know. I never did and I never will do a fucking poll on where their alignments are politically, but just an intuitive sense of things. Where it
You're
seems
only important if you're right leaning.
Anyways, I would assume more of just people that watch my channel are probably more not apolitical, but they see the messiness and the dumbness of politics, if I had to guess. So thus they don't really pick a party. And then also probably maybe right-leaning. But left-leaning, you guys are all welcome too. Don't be scared. All opinions are welcome. I guess you got to be able to verbally, intellectually defend yourself, or know what to do, which is if you don't want to talk to someone, just block them and keep it moving. All right?
The commie way.
God. But yeah, I don't know. Either way, all opinions are welcome. Please join the Discord if you feel like. Obviously, this video will be linked in the description box as well. Please check that out if you feel like. And yeah, there you go. With all that said, please, which I'm sure plenty will do, give this video a thumbs down. Yeah. Shout to the Portland Frog.